Welcome to Weather Underground. I'm Alex Wilson.
And I'm Colleen Coyle, and we got a lot to talk about today. Another clipper. We got some rain across the west and warmer temperatures finally.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on. Depends on where you are, if you like the weather that we're offering up. But you mentioned really soggy week ahead across parts of the west. So once again, dealing with one of those atmospheric river events. That's our western storm. But Colleen, winter warmth taking charge here as we are in the, 900th day of January.
Yes, I was about to say.
This month has been forever.
Now, I got to say, January is a special month for me.
Is it?
It's my birthday and our wedding anniversary.
All right.
So maybe 900 days of January isn't that bad.
So the rest of us complaining about how there's been like 17 weeks of January.
Yeah.
You're like, but I like January.
Yeah, I mean, can I celebrate my birthday again, just not actually get older?
Sure.
Okay.
It's Colleen's day. Today is Colleen's birthday. Tweet her. Then we've got a weekend storm. It is now.
It is now. Okay.
Yeah, weekend storm offering up wet weather across parts of the south. This is the clipper, though, that you mentioned tonight through Wednesday.
Yeah, you know, interesting. We're talking about the clipper. We're in the middle of winter. It's not going to be getting great snow totals to a lot of places. We're down across parts of the Great Lakes, but we're going to be talking about at least a little bit. Every little bit helps, but it could also bring in a little bit of
more opportunities for wet weather on the way. We're going to give you your 7-day forecast. You see the gloomy skies out there over the city. That's what we're going to be used to. So sunshine today, but quickly replaced by more clouds tomorrow. I think Wednesday we get some peaks of sunshine out there, and same story through the end of the week. But the rain comes back in a very big way as we make our way into the upcoming weekend. Timing is everything, as they say, and unfortunately, the timing not ideal. You're like, why can't I get the rain on Thursday? It's got to be Saturday, right? And it's not just rain, but thunderstorms. Could see some heavy rain at times. So across the south, it is a weekend event. Isn't it always a weekend event? We had a really soggy weekend this past weekend, and we'll do it all again. Here's the forecast as we look at the areas of spin. This is the European model. So these areas, there's our clipper, of course, into the middle part of the week, but working into the weekend, now we've got another system moving in that's going to be offering up the wet weather across sections of the southwest. So you can see by Friday, Four Corners region, parts of the south central, we've got rain or snow, depending on where you are. Actually, thunderstorms into parts of Texas as we move through Friday. Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, higher elevations get the snow, lower spots get in on the rain. By Saturday, now a lot of the middle of the country, you've got rain at times, steadier, heavier with the thunderstorm chances come the opportunities for downpours. Here's Sunday's forecast. Now we work our way into the Gulf Coast states. So parts of Mississippi and Alabama and Georgia and southern South Carolina and Florida. It's another weekend day with quite a bit of wet weather on the way. Thunderstorms also a possibility for the second half of the weekend. So we'll be watching for those chances that we could get some thunderstorms. We'll be monitoring this severe threat, but at this point, at least the opportunity for really heavy downpours within those thunderstorms. And again, coming on an already soggy ground in a lot of these areas, that could lead to some issues. European model says heavy rain chances across East Texas, across central parts of Louisiana, southern sections of the state of Mississippi. USGFS very, very similar. So the heaviest totals closer to the Gulf Coast, down into Louisiana and Mississippi, but everybody across sections of the southeast at least getting some rain. You notice the GFS also painting some higher totals into sections of eastern Kansas. New Orleans, we have seen a decent bit of wet weather here going into the month of January. December fairly dry, and then we really turned things on in January. Now, I say December was dry, but the days that we got rain too.
Yeah, right? Everyone was.
And then the plows can get out there and do some cleanup. We welcome you back into Weather Underground on this Monday. I'm Alex Wilson alongside Colleen Coyle this afternoon. We've got a clipper system. We've got a lot of wet weather for the west and a lot of areas warming up this week.
And I'm excited because most of January we've been talking about winter storm after winter storm after winter storm. I'm a warm weather gal, so I like the warm weather.
Right. So we know what you're voting for on the groundhog. I'm a winter person. I would prefer to be cold over warm. I'm hot. He's so darn cute. I'm a fan. Yeah. I must say. He's adorable.
I am standing with the Groundhog Day, one of the experts here at the Weather Channel.
One of them. Yes. Last year was only my first year, though. As a Pennsylvanian, I had never been.
Which is your first year. I feel like you've just been doing this for years. And I know, it's a fun tradition up there.
Well, I like animals. I like parties. I like a good time.
I feel like this sounds like when you go to Disney World and you're like, I want all of it. Then you're like, I don't know where I'll wear this again, but I really want every single souvenir.
100%. Yeah, you're like, take my money.
Did you have a stuffed little groundhog you brought home?
On my hat.
Okay. I didn't know if you had any stuffed animals.
No, he just lives. He lives in my hat. There is a stuff on those. It was slippery, and that snow, by the way, stayed for a little while. We don't have, the kind of snow clearing equipment that we've got farther to the north. So across the south, we like to do that thing where we let it melt during the day. It refreezes at night. And we do that for like a week until it's eventually gone. Monthly snowfall, meanwhile, for a place like Minneapolis this winter, only have seen 7.3 inches of snow. So that one event in Nashville, nearly what we've seen the entire season in the city of Minneapolis. During the month of October, we had nearly 3 inches, half an inch in November, and around 2 inches for both December and this month. So it has been a lackluster season here in the city of Minneapolis. Meanwhile, Nashville, obviously, a much different ballgame. Yeah, you had nothing in October, nothing in November, nothing in December, but there you go, 7.6 inches for the month of January. So January exceeded the entire snowfall of Minneapolis for the entire season. Even though we started out slow, they had us early on, but like the San Francisco 49ers, Nashville came back and said, I'll take it from here, Minneapolis. Across the middle of the country, month to date, you've seen quite a bit of snow into parts of Iowa, into northern sections of Illinois, southern Wisconsin, lower Michigan, and interior parts of the Northeast. Other areas just haven't seen a lot. That snow track has not really been a prevalent one to bring places like Minneapolis big snow. Snow cover right now, we don't have it in Minneapolis. 33% of the country, a lot of the west, a lot of the northern tier, and some of the Great Lakes, of course, dealing with that snow cover. But it's been warmer and wetter in recent days, so that helped to eat away at a lot of the snowpack. When we look at the snow cover, again, during the mid part of January, when it was really cold, we had all those winter storms, we had seen that snow cover spike over 50% of the country. Now, again, with the warmer and wetter days that we have seen in recent week or few days, we saw a lot of that snowpack gone. Snow depth right now, again, we've got 5 to 8 inch totals across eastern parts of South Dakota into Nebraska, so areas around and north of Omaha. That's where we've got some significant snowpack. And again, when we look at the snow depth here, we've seen a significant drop off in recent days, and we've seen a drop off, or at least a timeout on our winter storms. Things are coming fast and furious to start the year. We had, one after another after another. It was like weekend after weekend. It was just, they were like a pitching machine, Colleen, from Heather to Finn to Ember. We look at Ember bringing all that snow to parts of the Northeast, including our systems that brought places like New York and D.C. and Philly their first inch snow in quite some time.
I know, Alex.